guys, I'm Nu-Trix, and on this one I'm actually answering somebody who wrote to me this week about a wider. It's a free plugin. If you don't know, look at the video somewhere here to create a wider sound. So it's a widening plugin. What's special about wider is the fact that when you combine it to mono, you don't lose the original sound. It stays with the same presence, the original sound, not the widening effect, of course, when it's mono. Now, somebody asked me the difference between wider and stereo width from Cubasis. In Cubasis, there is an expansion you can have. I'm going to go just show you where it is. There's Effects Pack 1 and Effects Pack 2, and in Effects Pack 1, there's stereo width. So stereo width is actually a plugin to create a wider sound. So it's a widening effect. The different type of widening effect that has been used in the past can create most time a problem with phase, and that's part of it, because the way they create a wider sound is they play with the phasing, the phase of each side. So it creates a wider sound, but the problem with phase is when you combine it to mono, what is out of phase disappears and what is in phase stays. So what you have is a thin sound or hollow sound, or no sound at all. I find it interesting, the question, to compare the two, because they both aim at the same thing, having a wider sound. Wider, it's very simple. You don't have any control outside of the amount, 200%, 100%, 0, whatever you want. So you're just controlling the width, and that's it. No other option. Whereas, I'm going to turn that off, whereas if you go in stereo width, well, you've got adjust, you have swap, you have Comm Filtering, and you have the Hass effect. So there's honestly 4 different ways to affect your stereo width. And then you get the delay, low, mid, high. These are EQs, and the output is the volume. And at the top you have this section here to select how wide you want the signal. But the width of the signal will depend on the type of mode you're going to use. So adjust is basically using some type of phasing to move the two sounds away. But then if you don't use delay, let's actually test it out. I've got this little thing playing right now. I'm going to put it in solo. I'm going to press this. Okay, so that sound without any. Let's put it with wider. Do you hear the difference? Okay, no wider. You can go in and actually have them longer. Okay, if you turn it off, you hear it. There's a difference. Okay, let's go to stereo width. Turn it on. Now, by default, the adjust first one is doesn't really. I don't really hear anything about it. Second one, adjust. Are we on the right one? On this one. Okay. The Comm Filtering, you actually hear, but it sounds, right now, if you don't put any delay on it, what you have, it sounds on one here mostly. If you put the delay on, now what you have is a delay. And one of the way that you create a wider sound is to change the delay in each ears, and like one ear gets it later, so it becomes wider because you hear them separately, and that's what you have here. You play with how much delay is going to happen on the second one. And you have wider or shorter, okay? Really delayed. And the last one is Hass effect, which is again more playing with the delay. It's an effect that describes how your ears hear when one sound is the same volume, but you play with the delay and you feel it's wider because of that. So that's another. So these are, I feel that the one that is the most obvious is the Comm Filtering. And just to be clear, Wider is using a all-pass Comm Filtering. And now when I use Comm Filtering, you've got something that is a lot more obvious. If I turn it off, use Wider, it's also very obvious. If I use the first one, sorry, adjust and swap, you basically swap the two. And this one is not so obvious. A lot. Honestly, I don't hear it. Maybe the type of sound I have. Maybe it's for a stereo sound. Could be. Right now I'm using a mono sound. Let's then go to the drum and try the drum. So if I use the drum and I use this with the effect pack and stereo width, let's see if this works. Comm Filtering is obvious. The ass also, you hear it too. It's left and right. That's pretty cool. But the adjust, this one I don't hear. And you swap, still I don't hear. But the last one, the Comm Filtering, that is obvious. Actually, I have more bass also. And it's clipping a little bit because I'm already loud. And for the ass effect, also you can hear it. It's a bit more subtle, but you can also very obviously hear it if you. Okay, so let's go back here. So what I'll do now, I will actually, if I want to hear it in mono, to see how I'm going to put it. I'm actually in the wider. I'm going to wider, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to put it in mono. Put this in mono. See how it's going to disappear or not. So that's wider in mono. It's mono, but it has the same volume presence. Not a problem. I'm going to play with that. Original sound. You see that when it's mixed to mono, it does not disappear. Go back stereo width. So you have this one here. Let's try this one. That's it. And this one, it depends on the value. You see, depending on delay, speed, the mono version is okay. But if you go back to close to zero, now it's thin. So the combination of the two, original sound, the mixed down version to mono. So that's where you're losing some power in it. And that's the Hass effect. So you don't lose too much. So in the end, I would say that if you want to compare the two, well, wider right away sounds with the same volume and almost the same mono and stereo, so it's really efficient for that. Whereas stereo width, well, you've got 4 different modes. I think 2 of them, either use what existing there for stereo mode, but the 2, the Ass effect and the Comm Filtering, they're really efficient, and the width. Again, it all depends on the sound you want, and then you have more control. You've got EQ, and you've got the delay value on the 2 ears to have a different sound. And then, depending on how to use it, it might sound thin when you combine it to mono or not, depending on the speed, so the delay time. So you would have to actually check that you're okay in mono before sending it up. While the stereo width from Steinberg is part of the package that you have to buy. It's an expansion, if you want, that you have to buy, whereas wider is free. So I would say to get if you can have the 2, go with the 2, because this one has more control, Slider is just simple and it works. So that's it. Quick one. Just hope this is a little bit more obvious. Cheers, guys.